How's it going?
Richard, can you hear me?
Is it just me and you?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if it's just me and you, let me know if you don't want to do these anymore. I'll just do another day.
No, it's all good. What I'm doing is I just canceled the meeting overall, and I'm just going live on my Instagram. But I see you join, so I don't mind answering your questions. It's cool.
No,
Just
if you whatever you want me to stay on Instagram, you just let me know.
no. We're all good. We're all good. Let's dive in, and yeah, let's attack questions later on. But today we're going to talk about how do we get faster sales by discovering their pain. So it's a concept that I call their present hell. Their present hell consists of what they're struggling with right now. A lot of people focus too much on future pain and what's going to happen in the future, or past pain, something that their prospects are struggling with maybe last year, maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months ago. The thing is, when we focus on past pain, this is pain that, as we've discussed in the past, they tolerate. They've learned to live with that pain. So we need to focus on future pain. And that's where we have a phase that's called hell discovery. Now, what do we do with hell discovery? We start off with hell discovery by getting an understanding around their feelings around their current situation. One big mistake a lot of people are making is they open the conversation by saying, okay, so what's the biggest challenge you have right now? What's keeping you up at night? What are you struggling with? Inherently, that question creates sales resistance because you can't ask from someone to give you their deepest, darkest pain within 3 minutes in a conversation. They will just lie to you. That's how humans work. They won't give you the truth. But if you do it the right way and you start opening the emotional door early on in the conversation without going directly for their pain, people are going to be much more open to sharing their situation with you. The question that we ask to open the emotional door, and it's a question that I really like, is how satisfied are you with the current results that you're getting? So we start with the present reality phase. We ask, what are you currently doing to X and Y and Z? What are you currently doing to ease your pain? What are you currently doing to generate more leads? And once we get an understanding of that, we follow it up with how satisfied are you with the current results that you're getting? This opens the emotional door. Now, the prospect might answer in a number of ways. They might say, oh, I'm pretty satisfied. And that's a perfectly acceptable answer that I can go with. That's no reason to panic. If I have the right tools, if I have the right questions, there's no problems. There's zero problems with that answer. So let's look at that scenario. What if they say, "Oh, my situation is perfect. Yeah, I'm doing good." I'm going to say, "Okay, so what do you like about your current situation? Or what do you like about your current process?" They will say, "Oh, I like this, I like that, I like that." Now, why would I ask them, "What do you like about it?" And I won't just say, "Oh, I mean, it why don't I just tell them, well, I'm here to solve your problem, so tell me what's the problem? Well, I'm going to ask them, what do you like about it? Because that allows me to do a couple of things. Number one, it allows the prospect to feel comfortable with me. So it builds rapport by sharing what do they like about their current situation. Number two, it shows me what the prospect values in a solution. Once I know what the prospect values in a solution, it's something that I can use later on. It's something that I can use during my presentation. Now, once the prospect, they say, oh, I'm liking this and I like that. Then I'm going to ask what I call a reality check question. And I'm going to ask, well, it sounds like things are going fairly well with what you're doing now. Is there anything that you would change about your current process or the result that you're getting if you could? Now, the prospect, I'm essentially forcing the prospect in a very under the radar way to give me their problems, because that's how human psychology works. When I'm helping them exploring the positives, there are only negatives to go through. So let's put it this way, once I empty the jar of all the positives, the only thing left to give me are all the negatives in their situation, their problems, what are they struggling with? So let me repeat the reality check question. It sounds like things are going fairly well with what you're doing now. Is there anything that you would change if you could? Then they're going to tell me, well, maybe I would change this, or maybe I would change that. It's going to be a surface level answer. So I want to clarify first. And I will say, okay, so what do you mean by that? Or can you give me an example of what you mean exactly? Or I can also ask them, how does it show up in your day-to-day life, though? I can also ask, can you unpack that for me? This allows the prospect to, again, open the kimono. We're helping them get visual with their description, because this doesn't just help me understand their situation, it gives them clarity as well, because they're listening to themselves, unpacking the problem. Once I get a clearer picture around their present pain, what's happening right now, I'm going to increase the emotional temperature. And how I make that happen is I'm going to ask them, how long has this been going on for? Or how often does that happen? Once they tell me, oh, this has been going on for 3 months, for 5 months, for this long, I'm going to use an impact probe. So I'm going to ask them, has that had an impact on you, you having to go through all that for 3 months? Or I can also ask them, how has this been affecting you, though? You not being able to find relief for 3 months. So I have these 3 data points: how they feel about their situation and the biggest problem, how long this has been going on, and also how is that impacting them. So I have the situation, the duration of the situation, and the impact of the situation. Now, to help me solidify the gap that we've started to create between their current situation and their ideal situation, I'm going to ask them, and this is what I call establish the gap question. I'm going to ask them, so what's making you feel that the strategy you're following now isn't going to get you to where you want to go? This is me checking, it's a temperature check around how the prospect is feeling around their ability to get to their goal on their own. Let me repeat that. This is a temperature check to help me understand if the prospect realizes, that they will get to where they want to go, or if they won't get to where they want to go. So I want to seed doubt with this question. Because if I'm able to seed doubt in this scenario, I'm getting much closer to helping them make a change in their life. And if they realize that they have to make a change, they will buy my product. Once I ask that question, and let me repeat that, I'm going to ask them, so what's making you feel that the strategy or the process that you're following now isn't going to get you to where you want to go? They will say, well, I've tried this for so long and I don't feel I'm going to get there, or I need to get there faster, or I need to find faster relief. I want to get them to take responsibility around their situation. So it's that at that point that I will ask them, well, do you want to change that? Once they say yes, that's where we have the initial buy-in to change. right after they take responsibility by saying yes, what I can also ask them is, okay, but why is it fixing this important to you now, though? I want you to take note of my tonality. I'm gonna repeat the question. Why is fixing this important to you now, though? So I'm emphasizing the now because in their mind, I want to plant the seed that this is a now conversation and this is something that they should prioritize now. If they want to find relief, if they want to fix their problem. So this is what I call, in terms of a high level bird's eye view, the health discovery phase, where we're uncovering the present pain that they have in their life or the present hell in terms of their entire situation and how this present hell is currently affecting them. So we started with the opening the emotional door question, then we clarify, we increase the emotional temperature by probing and asking about the duration of the problem, and then we want to understand their impact, like how's that problem impacting the results, their business, their life, and other people around them. The next step is we want to get them to take responsibility around that problem, to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm ready to make a change, because if they buy into change, they will buy my product. And the last piece is I want to introduce an urgency probe. The urgency probe is, why is fixing this important to you now, though? Again, because I want them to sell themselves on the urgency. Like, why should I do this now? Like, why shouldn't you look at solving this in 2, 5, 12 months? So, Richard, since you're here or people watching live on Instagram, any questions that we have?
Yeah, just on that, after you, the seed doubt. So you say, what was that question? How to get them to commit? Why do you feel that this is not working? Or how would you say that in my language?
Yeah, with your language, I would say, I would ask the question of, so what's making you feel that the pills that you're taking now aren't going to get you to be pain-free for good? So what's making you feel that the pills that you're taking now won't get you to be pain-free for good?
Why do you think, even if they say, well, I'm doing exercises, why do you think?
Yeah. So
the things, I can even say the things or the stuff you're doing.
Yeah, the process you're following, what you're implementing. So what's making you feel that the exercises that you do at home aren't necessarily going to make you healthy and pain-free on their own?
Make you pain-free. Yeah, like the process. We could
what
get it
is
all.
that doing? What is that doing in their mind?
It's making them saying, well, it's really not helping me. Why do you think the process that you're doing now is not making you pain-free?
Exactly. And I'm asking that question because if I just make a statement and I say, well, the exercise that you're doing, they're not going to get you pain-free. Now I am the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because they clearly see that I'm trying to throw rocks at their solution. Instead, I want to get them to reject their current ways. So that's why I will ask them, yeah, so what's making you feel that the exercises, the pills that you're getting, the doctor that you're currently seeing isn't going to get you pain-free, just so I understand.
Yeah. Why do you feel that this process that you're doing is not making you pain-free? Why do you feel that way?
Exactly.
Should I say that to all of them, you think? Or just the one that says they're pretty satisfied?
No, I would do it across everyone, for everyone.
And then you say that after the impacting question.
Yeah, I would help them visualize the impact. And then I want to ask them, okay, so it sounds like this is creating this impact, but what's making you feel that the strategy that you're following now isn't necessarily getting you to where you want to go? Like, why do you want to change? And they will say, because I'm not going to heal as fast, or because I've been doing it for 5 months and nothing is working. But now what I don't want to happen is them externalizing the responsibility. So how I'm getting them to take responsibility is, well, do you want to change that so you can find relief? Yes, I want to change that. Now they have responsibility around the decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So just add that question after the impacted question.
Exactly.
Because right after you say the impact question, you say, well, besides before you came into chiropractic, why are you looking into chiropractic?
And that's valid, but that's more solution focused.
Yeah.
Before I go there, I want to get them to explore change. Is this person receptive to change?
So you're saying add that question right there. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. What other questions do we have? About sales process, about discovering their true pain, about anything. Richard, if you have more, feel free to jump in. Like the other folks can comment here.
No, I just like I said, you just calm down, stay on your heels,
Yeah.
stay curious.
Stay curious, stay skeptical. Like, I don't want to be selling from my toes. Like excitement and
This
be
stuff.
all, yeah, skeptical. Okay, but why is that a problem? Just so I understand.
This is real curious. You need
Yeah.
to back off.
Can you help me understand, like, why are we here if you feel that, you know, you have everything handled, you're taking your pills, you're pain-free. Can you help me understand why are we here? What got you thinking that you possibly need outside help?
And why do you feel that the process that you're doing is not making you pain free?
Yeah, so
I would just put
it sounds like you have back pain for 3 months and you can't go to work, you have trouble sleeping. I guess what's making you feel that just taking pills isn't going to get you pain free? Well, because I keep taking pills, the pain goes away for 2 hours and then I have to take another pill.
yeah.
Okay, but why don't you keep taking pills, I guess? Well, they're not good. They'll destroy this. My stomach hurts. This. Okay, so it sounds like it's time for a change, possibly. Yes. Okay, but why is it important for you to make a change now? Well, I can't go on like this. Okay, but besides you wanting to become pain-free, I guess what's the main reason why you looked into chiropractic instead of maybe, do some home exercises or like try to adjust yourself from YouTube?
Yeah. And then when you go for your impacting questions,
Mhm.
how long's this been going on?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How does that show up in your day to day? Well, I can't focus on my job. I can't focus on my work. When do you say, well, it sounds like that's a problem, or do you just back off? Do you say, well, it definitely sounds like there's a problem? Do you stop and say, well, it definitely
You don't have
sounds
to. You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. And overall, I like to avoid statements. When you hear a clear problem, I'm in pain, doc, I'm this, I always like to ask, okay, so sounds like it's time for a change, possibly.
that's what your statement is, and not say it sounds like a problem. Sounds like it's a time for a change. Just go with that.
Yeah, because it's embedded, a question is embedded to that, right? Because they will say, yes, I need to make a change.
Yeah. And once they say that, it's time to make a change. You could kind of move on. Then you could go into, okay, well, let's pretend for a minute you come in, we
Yeah,
get you out of pain, reduce your inflammation. How would that make you feel?
yeah. What would that actually do for you being pain-free?
And then you say, well, how close are you now becoming pain free without these treatments?
Yeah, but you need to build that up more. Like, what would that actually do for you? Oh, be able to do my job. I will be able to do that. Okay, but what would that do for you? Maybe for the family, you not having to deal with that pain. Well, I'm gonna take the kids out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. They're gonna be happy. Okay, how that make you feel? Because that's a big deal. Oh yeah, I mean, I'll feel more satisfied. I'll feel more happy. Okay, and you can be real with me. Like right now, with you just taking the pills, how close do you feel you are to becoming pain-free in the next, 14, 30 days?
Yeah,
Not
not,
at all.
so you push up heaven a little bit more.
Yeah, we need to stay a little bit in there so we can create emotion.
You stay in heaven a little longer.
Yep.
All right, I don't want to screw you up here, but this future hell's good. I'm gonna add that question in.
Yep. Let's add that question and yeah, just selling from our heels.
Yes. All right. Thank you, sir.
Cool. Awesome. Let's keep it going. Keep me updated and I'll see you around. Have a good